pretty close. My critique of that, you ever been in art school and people like just have something to say?
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Like the whole
Like
critique
they're
thing.
waiting to give. They're struggling as you present to give a critique.
So what if sex was like that?
I imagine for some people it probably is. That was good. My critiques are the following, and then you just sit there and be like, "Oh yeah, oh Jesus, all right."
Okay, so when you try to roll me over like I was on top and doing really well, but then when you try to roll me over onto my back,
It just got weird.
yeah, your entire sweaty front got all over my chest. I was on top for a reason, because I need to get mines, but you are a very hairy man, and I try to avoid your front.
For the future, no fronts.
So for the future, I should probably date somebody else who isn't a partially shaved ape.
Who has no front?
Who has-
Ideally,
Who has no front.
a
Who has-
concave chest.
Yeah, or just doesn't, as part of our, you know how people like to have like slaves and shit. Not like, not like a fucking sharecropper
You know
from
how
the 1800s.
white men like to have slaves?
No, not like fucking a sharecropper from the 1800s. I'm talking about how it became very trendy to be like a dom. And like run
Trendy
and
among
like,
what circles?
that's the circles I run with, man. People are like,
Interesting.
all of a sudden, I'm like,
To the best of my understanding, I've only met one in my life, and she was a straight up certifiable wingnut who we have talked about on this podcast in
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
in
That's that-
several different contexts.
She fucking rear-ended my car. Fuck her.
And that's the key.
Yeah, I made the whole scene. I made it real sour because I looked out. Everyone in that house was fucking sitting around doing nothing. Just fucking
As was the way.
as was the way sitting. This is pre-internet, so everybody's just sitting around. On
And
huddled.
Goldeneye was the only thing I remember people doing there.
Yeah, I had GoldenEye. Like, listen to records. So we're just talking.
Listen to records, watch Faces of Death with the sound off.
These are people yeah, exactly. These are people I've never seen before. I was like, this is counterculture at its
Oh,
finest.
and you also had like
I've never seen these people.
like me and the Goodman were like with that crew, but we didn't like hang with those guys that much. Like there was that crew of true scuzzballs
Like
that
hill
really, and it's
people.
weird because I remember meeting like two of the scuzzballs at I think they responded to like a flyer for bands or some shit, some shit like that.
Right.
And I met those dudes, and then through different friends, I met two of the other scuzzbags. In entirely like weird, like whatever. Like they just moved to town. I just happened to know someone who knew somebody, and then there was another scumbag troop that was kind of in the periphery that I didn't really know that well, but
that was the periphery I met.
that was the periphery you met.
There's a fine, that person is just a fine line between being kind of a crust, but also being like a real hill person.
Yeah,
Like a-
100%. Like inhaling fire for sure. Yeah, awful person.
So these are the people who are around, and they're like, I don't know what their story is, but they're like fucking cutting jokes and shit. And I'm like, so then I see her hit my car, and I yell, and I say, fucking call. I have my roommate call her on her house phone. And I leave a very mean message. And I say, if you ever hit my car again, something or something.
Who and let's be clear. Her house phone was my house phone. I was paying the bill for that. Which the bill for that phone, by the way, still unpaid.
A testament,
Still out there somewhere.
A testament to her laziness as you live.
Yeah, exactly.
2
Not on
blocks
my
away.
credit report, so I'm just not gonna pay it. It's just like it's whatever that is. That money is between me and God now.
It's okay. So it's been over 7 years. It's erased. No
Yeah,
problem.
exactly. But they still try every time there's like my credit report changes and I update my address, they send me another thing, be like, hey, you owe this phone company that hasn't existed in 10 years $500, right? And I'm just like, nah.
Yeah,
certainly not.
Oh, I could buy a house if it wasn't for that goddamn NYNEX bill. Damn. That shit's
But
forgiven. That shit's
What
all
I was going to
forgiven.
say was I inadvertently, accidentally created that crew of fucking miscreants.
Yeah, it's
By virtue, I was the bridge that got them all together. And then once they were all together, I was like kind of pushed to the side and I became a bit of an outsider to it. I just watched the whole thing. But funny thing, all right, not going to name names. But that dude, the partially crust, mostly hillbilly dude who's like, he's brain damaged. There's something really wrong with him. You know, like it's impossible to feel anything other than sympathy for him.
let's call him Clint.
We'll call him Clint. Perfect. So Clint, fuck, dude. Like, all right, we're just airing it all out. I'm taking the fucking crusty.
These are
laundry on
stories
this.
I haven't even heard. I'm very
Yeah.
excited.
So this dude Clint, as I understand it, suffered some kind of abuse as a child. I would
sure.
imagine probably sexual.
I'm sure he's just ripping and roaring to tell you about it at a party.
No, this got to me secondhand. It's like I feel weird saying this, except that
I
it's just
love,
like there's no chance this dude's still alive,
look,
so it's kind of whatever.
I feel for victims of abuse.
I
But if
very
I'm
much
at
do.
but if
Really
I'm
do.
at a but if I'm at a party and you bring that up, you are not woke. You're just really fucking annoying. For real.
Correct.
You are not woke.
I believe you're correct.
well, speaking of getting too drunk, my
Thing is,
uncle
when somebody brings that up at a party now, it's just if I were a moron at a party and I were to sit there and drunkenly tell you about my abuse,
Yeah.
some woman in a Morrissey shirt would walk past and get into a fight with me about my abuse.
Right, because you're
That's
you're not allowed abuse.
Yeah, no, I am not. I am not allowed the agency of my abuse in any capacity.
Agency.
It's yeah.
You're sitting at a party and everything's. I mean, for once, it's been a long time. All summer, you've been fucking working hard, whatever. For one, you go to a party and it's people are there you like. You're not huddled in the kitchen talking to
I'm
the
always
one.
doing that. Fuck that. Fuck that.
No,
if
this
you
is
bring
a-
me to a party, it could be a party of my closest friends. I was still huddled in the fucking kitchen.
All right, fine. Well, you're okay. We're all in the kitchen huddling,
But
but we're
I
talking.
recognize I'm the outsider there.
The bottle of Granddad going around, everything's great, right?
Excellent,
and I'm
really
like,
good.
I hope I don't get too drunk. And then
Doobie
someone
Brothers
says,
playing in the stereo.
Oh, yeah.
First album, no greatest hits. We're going fucking. We're going deep.
No, we're going minute by minute. Fuck that. And and the fucking, I'm like, oh, I hope I don't get too drunk. And he's like, well, speaking of too drunk, my was Christmas for Christmas '98, I think. My uncle snuck into my room on Christmas Eve, and we're like, wow.
Oh,
But that's but that's what happens now. Opening a dialogue anywhere. I'm woke. I'm going to tell you about whatever. It's weird that you can drive around with a taillight out for months. Yeah, I just haven't gotten around to changing my taillight. Well, you don't have to. Why? Oh, because you're white. What? I mean, yeah. You mean yeah, but why? Why do you have to attach? I mean, I know. I'm aware of privilege as an easy concept to master.
Apparently, easier concept to accuse somebody of at a party, but you know.
But it's like walking around saying like walking around your house and being like, Andrew, that's a lamp. And I just want to, and I've got a few different explanations as to why that's a lamp. And the thing is that lamps weren't always this way. We've come a long way, and
Really different now.
We fought hard to make lamps this way, because back the struggles of our elders, lamps weren't always easy to come by. Thank you. Like, I mean, people are these unpaid history teachers. It's so great.
You're pushing, you're pushing a button I've tried so hard to not press this week. There was one point, as you already know, but for our listeners, where I had to text you and have you convince me not to level somebody through argument, not to just go and do a. It's not fair to call it like a Hiroshima. It wouldn't be exactly right.
Like one of the Scud missiles that got through.
Or what was that fucking assault in India? Was it the Taj Mahal that they the fucking 20
Bhopal.
guys just
Union Carbide factory.
I was fully ready to do a bombing into a fine glass that you thankfully talked me out of. Before I forget, because I was going off on a thing, and I want clarity on this. I feel like you're somebody who can provide it.
Yeah,
so
wow.
I want to put a pin in that because I do want to get back to that and talk more of that shit.
Yeah.
But so our Clint
Clint
had an issue, had problems, whatever. I won't speculate. I feel bad for him. As a result, my understanding purely through third party is that Clint would not come when he has sex. Like, that was just his thing, which is I sounds awful. It sounds fucking terrible.
not for her.
But so Clint was, to the best of my understanding, sleeping with another woman in that pack who we can call Maisie, I guess. I don't know.
All
right.
beef patty.
All beef patty.
So Clint and all beef patty.
Yeah, Clint and all beef patty are they're shacking up.
Love that.
They are bumping
wow,
uglies.
Imagine that bedroom.
I know. Holy shit, Jesus Christ! The ashtrays turned over everywhere. Amazing.
The beds sunk in the middle. The sheets are all fucking disheveled. Milk crate tipped over. Oy.
My understanding of this is that this woman suffered some kind of abuse, and as a result would not come, which created a situation that I still to this day don't understand is
why fuck?
How do you know when to stop? Do you just get tired? I don't understand. What was the... was that the best use of your time? At that point, because I can't
Well, are you working toward the miracle that you both simultaneously come?
Maybe, and this is all hearsay. Maybe I'm totally wrong, but it's just fascinating.
It is fascinating because it's sex. You go into the sex act waiting, you're building up, you adjust your rhythm, everything you build is around that moment, the blessed event, and creating a blessed event for her. But if you go in knowing, it's like getting in a car that's trapped in the mud every day and fucking flooring
that's
it for
your commute.
Yeah, flooring it for 10 minutes.
It's was it just once this Ausrotten record side B ends, that's it? That's just finished? We've got...
Put on the dirt
once
7-inch.
the crucifix and the flag gets to the second solo, then we have to stop.
Nah, come on. It was definitely dirt back then. Everybody was into
Or dirt, yeah. It's curious that he came up because that's something I've always found fascinating and odd, and
it's funny.
What to do with that exactly?
What way? I mean, that we should poll the audience. What if you knew going in that she has the inability to come, and he can't come? Then is it just are you doing it to keep up appearances?
Yeah.
Are you?
I'm really curious. I don't know.
Because at that point, you're just each other's emotional slam piece. Because there's no physical,
It's really interesting.
It's very scary.
Really, really interesting. Yeah, I don't know what to do with it. It's
maybe it's
thank you for unearthing that from the basement of my mind. That would have stayed there for years.
Do you think that she got tight about it? One of these days I'm going to make him shoot.
Maybe.
I bet. But was it he can't shoot during the sex act? But when he's by himself jerking off.
Yeah, you know everything I know at this point, so any variables in this equation are not they're not made available to us at this point. We can only work with the knowledge that we have right now.
And this was the woman who was a dominatrix, right?
No.
Oh, different. Okay.
Different.
So I was talking about the dom women, people who are dom. Well, that's totally cool. That's that FetLife lifestyle. You know, and you're like,
You know what we're really good at this episode?
what's that?
Getting back to where we got to.
Right,
We're really
right on point.
fucking bad at every episode as I edit. We get to a point where we're about to launch into something, and then something shiny happens, and we totally veer off, and the original point is lost. This time, we're getting really good at it. Back to the dom, back to the FetLife.
I didn't take my Adderall until noon, so it's still coursing through my veins.
Oh, perfect.
So
Really
I'm just like, all my notes are very letter perfect. I actually did notes. Imagine that.
good. Wow.
So
Jesus.
people who are doms, it seems very trendy, you know. And I can't. I know I'm probably going to offend a lot of people as usual. Oh, I was born with this, you know, like Lady Gaga. We're like, I'm born like this. I fucking like to get my fucking balls stomped on, whatever. Okay, but it's like the dom, or like stomping on people's balls, whatever. But it seems very trendy, and there's a lot of different dom dungeons around this area, and there's a lot of people who are like have slaves, but not in like a sharecropper way, but people who totally normal will go out with their slave for coffee, but they're making their slave wear a butt plug or women's underwear. And it's a humiliation, I guess. It's humiliation. I'm not sure. But even Ja Rule was into fucking fetishes and shit. Did you ever hear that Ja Rule song where he's like, I've got a fetish for fucking you with your skirt on?
I didn't hear that.
Do you think that's a weird fetish? That's a pretty vanilla fetish. Have you ever?
Yeah,
have
that
you
sounds
ever,
like something that rhymed. I don't know if you can follow that back to a logical conclusion.
Have you ever made love to a woman while she left her skirt on?
I don't think so.
Really?
No.
Are you afraid of soiling the skirt?
Yeah, you got to shower right afterwards.
Oh my god.
We gotta have an intervention here though, for real.
From with me?
Yeah.
What happened?
All I heard there was you screaming from the rooftops, I'm spending too much time at goth night.
No.
You're like, oh, well, I mean, all these doms that I know.
No.
We need to expand your social circle a little bit. I mean, I don't... oh, fuck.
Well, maybe. I mean, I just know of them. It's not like I'm bros and hoes with them or anything. I view them from afar.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I know I used to be on FetLife real heavy, so I would see all the goth night people on FetLife.
I was saying my fear is that you have only started to leave the house to go to goth night, and so now what is goth night normal is translating into what is real life Earth normal to you, which is not exactly the same.
I appreciate your concern, but that is not true.
Good. No. Perfect. All right.
But one of the goth night, I saw a bunch of goth night people. One of the goth night dudes his name is Alan.
Cool goth
and
name.
his handle is Lord Alan. And he's like, it's so good because this dude is like the kind of guy you knock this fucking lunch out of his hand in the lunchroom. But he's there, he's swimming in women. What am I see? I always have this crisis when I go to goth night where it's like, I'm used to being the jock, the top dog. I go to the show and I'm just fucking there to enjoy the show and I know people and everything's cool. When I go to goth night, people look at me like I'm an asshole. And it's supposed to be the other way around.
No.
And it's supposed to be the other way around. So I'm like, am I not as cool as these people?
Well, it's interesting that you said the guy who gets the lunch knocked out of his hand because, and it's not, maybe he's not there anymore, but when I used to do sound at goth night, so what, probably fucking 8-9 years ago, something like that.
At least.
There was a dude who went to my grade, middle, and high school.
Love this story.
Who would show up in full leather trench coat. And this dude was in school like a tier below me in like the bullying situation, and I was like not a fucking. I was a prime target.
Yeah, you were like a smart. You were like wise.
It was just
if you went to
like
Glens Falls High School, I would accuse you of being wise. That was a big insult back then.
Probably a good insult.
Oh, put a pin in Glens Falls. I have to talk about Glens Falls in a minute.
Perfect. Well, moral of the story was just that me and friend of the room Claw just had started to refer to him as Evil Meatloaf. That was the only way to describe his look and his general vibe. It was like Meatloaf from his heyday, but if Meatloaf was had like a kind of like a Machiavellian bent.
Everybody out there especially people who live in big cities. You have many goth nights to go to, and I encourage you all to go because you will come up with code names. Code names for people.
Code names are fantastic.
The best code names are Dancing Jesus.
Love Dancing Jesus.
Urban Commando.
Urban Commando is more of Urban Commando is a dude, but also an archetype. Because I feel like every area has got the Urban Commando at Goth Night.
Everybody looks like they're on a Shadowrun mission. It's great.
I remember doing a Goth Night show and a guy walking up, like the promoter of the show, being, well, this guy's going to open up. He just needs a sampler and some other things. You'll probably like him. He was really good. He plays it's like militaristic power noise. I'm like, oh, that is not a genre. That is just words that you just fuse together. That's not real.
Wait, so militaristic power noise, like the sound of like a Nazi tank, like revving its engine.
Yeah, it's like if you played the Rommel documentary over a fucking Nine Inch Nails record backwards. That was more or less what this kid did.
Really good idea.
Really good. And you know what? It's not for nothing, but it's called Laibach, and they already did it, and it's awesome. It's really good.
But they've got it covered.
Shit you do is not good.
The genre is so narrow. It's like thrash.
They only need to have one.
You got it covered.
You've
got it covered. And it's
if you haven't sat and watched the video for Dan Smith Liebach, I really urge you to. It's really fucking good. Yeah, that's all. That's all. You just need the one. You don't need to have the military guys everywhere.
No.
They're there.
No, the Army. They made a trip up to the Army Navy store on the border of Schenectady. There, picked up some stuff, like a big wool greatcoat.
That's a fucked up Army Navy store.
That is a fucked up Army Navy store.
That's like the Army Navy store from fucking Falling Down.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah.
It totally is.
It's a bad scene.
They've got a little secret room in the back, and I can only imagine what type of shit goes down there. And in the 80s and early 90s, it used to be a strip club called Club Aquarius. And I think that the spirit of dead strippers inhabits that place.
Wasn't it also a Drome Sound at one point?
Drome Sound was next door, and now it's a Family Dollar. Drome Sound were their big claim to fame. This is like a regional. Nobody gives a shit. There was their big claim to fame, and they had a big poster about it and everything. Was that they supply when Fleetwood Mac played Albany, the Palace Theater, that one time, and then chose wisely never to play Albany again until their reunion tour, and everybody went and cried and pretended that it was good. But they supplied the PA and the instruments for their tour because they were obviously playing Albany and then flying, to make money.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But it has a picture of Lindsey Buckingham playing in front of a monitor that says Drome Sound spray painted on it. So they supplied the monitors. And that was the claim to fame that kept them going for 30 extra years when they should have closed.
I cannot believe they're still open. It's wild. Every time we're up there and we drive into Schenectady, I'm like, holy shit, look at that. Still chugging along, literally and figuratively.
Really
fucking
good.
Drome Sound.
Really good. So I have just a little housekeeping. I don't know how I'm going to get through this without crying.
Oh, fuck.
But, okay. God, I can't even talk. I can't even say it. I can't even fucking say it.
Jesus Christ.
Well,
Okay.
I talked to Sean Duty today.
Oh my God.
And
how'd that go?
I asked him to come on the show. Oops. I asked him to come on the show, and he said he's really not into doing it anymore. But
God
no
damn.
Thanks.
Wow.
So he's R.I.P. Sean Duty.
You know
again.
what? I'll live with it. Sean Duty reasonably saying, you know what, man, I'm just not into that anymore, is such a fucking breath of fresh air from the way he
Yeah.
usually goes out in situations. I'm with it.
He
It's
said,
cool.
He said, "Thank you for understanding." And meanwhile, I'm fucking in
Wow.
tears. You know, it's like I lost a little buddy today.
Wow, damn.
Gone too soon at 34.
What's the good been up to? What's he got going on?
Didn't say
I
shit.
feel there was a few days ago where I felt legitimately bad that I have not seen him like since we did the live show.
Thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not sure.
Like the dude lives like a mile and a half away from me. I'm like actually like a bad friend, but you know, it's just one of those things.
You'll never see me.
I have seen you double digit amount of times since I've seen Sean Tooney easily.
Well, I'm just, saying. Yeah. So what did we put a pin in earlier? See, we
Glens
lost
Falls.
Glens Falls. Glens Falls
I'm
has
on it. I got it.
Glens Falls has a firebug. Do you know what a firebug is?
So this is real interesting. Okay, I do know what a
Six-
firebug is, and I'm thrilled.
6 fires in 5 days.
Wow.
And my mother is such a gem. I asked her, I'm like, what do you think about the firebug? And she's like, yeah, it seems intentional. Oh, well. It was awesome. Classic space hippie mom. I remember her back wearing a jeans skirt, 35 years old. I totally remember everything about my mom at that age. 35 years old, had a kid with my dad. Ooh.
Whoops.
Yeah. And just like natural, like probably on, just like if I were to give her a nickname, it would be Natural Xanax back then. I could do anything. I remember one time we were at the YMCA and I didn't want to go swimming because they made the swimming instructor, had me take a diving test and I was petrified to dive.
Excellent.
So he made me sit up on the board until I could dive off, which was terrifying.
Nice and sadistic.
And
Really good.
fucked me up. And I had to stay up there for like 20 minutes. So I didn't want to go. And then my mom was like, oh, come on, we drove up here, let's go. And then I really didn't want to go. And my mom had bought me M&Ms to chill me out. She knew me already. She knew the way to my heart. To chill me out. And I just swung my bag with my swim clothes in it all around and hit her in the chest with my mom boobs were there. And she threw out the M&Ms and said, we're leaving. That was the angriest I've ever seen my mom. And she's so sweet.
And you still can't dive to this day.
No, I haven't been swimming. People see that's the thing, though. That's why I don't like summer. That's why I don't like this area. People love swimming. And that shit's so stupid.
But I mean, we got to call it what it is. I love swimming. I think it's wonderful. It's great. Love going to the beach. Love going to pools. It's nice. When you are in an area like you're in, people don't love to go swimming. People love to do things that make them not think about death for a few minutes. That's it. That's just it.
Like drinking, fucking shooting heroin.
Yeah, it's the screaming of nature to progress that they are just trying to drown out through jumping in the water or like fucking doing cocaine in the back room of a punk show or God knows what else it is.
You love it.
It's the force of evolution that they're just trying to sidestep like they're in fucking Karate Kid 2. And succeeding to a degree that I consider to be admirable. It's amazing. It's when an entire region can move so slow that they do appear to be moving backwards from the perspective of people moving forwards. It's a sight to behold.
I have a question for you.
Fire away.
Would you like me to make a totally random prank phone call?
Sure.
Great. I'm trying. My phone isn't working very well.
Really good. We're setting up for this really well.
Oh, we're good. Awesome. That was actually intentional. Let's do a little bit of outsider art with my prank phone calling.
I was going to say that was the right after describing Albany as moving backwards. Your prank calling a fax machine was very apropos.
Just letting everybody know that's what the deal is in Albany. No. Hold on. I got to look up another number. That number, I was trying to call amazing.net in Troy.
Excellent. But apparently somebody really needs to fucking fax amazing.net their fucking Real Dolls order.
Well, it's the...
Is it possible that was like a modem? Like a fucking 28.8K modem?
What if I knocked... You know what? I realized that I was in amazing.net a couple weeks ago when Young Bucks and I were buying a marital aid. And they have, like, amazing.net radio. Like, it's not XM or whatever. It's just XM. It's not like Sirius Radio or whatever. It's like, welcome to amazing.net.
What?
Yeah. I want amazing.net radio in my fucking house.
Is there more than one amazing.net?
Yeah. They're all across the eastern seaboard, my
Oh,
friend.
all right. Well, maybe that makes a little bit of sense.
I'm determined.
Still wild.
I'm determined to prank an amazing.net, and it's going to be so stupid. My prank idea is the worst idea. But I like
Excellent.
bringing everybody through the process as an artist. You know what I mean?
Understandable.
An update on the DP Doe manager.
Oh, shit.
He called me out. He's working at the beer store now.
So hold on. So this dude worked at DP Doe. You pranked him. You gave him a glowing review to his supervisor, and then he called you out?
Called me out.
Wow.
He
This dude's pride problem.
I'm not
Is
sure.
he like Southern?
I don't know. I was totally nice to him too. I was like, I didn't know who he was. I think he like, I didn't know who he was, and he was like, I put my beer down, and he's like, oh, this beer would be good for an overnight drive episode. So I'm like, like, because I have fans every day recognize me in public. So I'm like, oh, I don't have any 8x10 signed 8x10s right now, but I can give you like, if you have something you want me to sign. And he's like all bummed about it. And I said, well, hey, I gave you, it was like you were secret shopped for free. You did really well. Still bummed.
Dude.
I know.
And
he seems like a totally nice guy. I've realized that. I think I realized that he may be sour because I've played with him like 3 different times, and typical me. I didn't recognize him. I didn't watch his set. I didn't really care. I mean, it's not my bag. It's like acoustic music, so it's totally not my bag. So maybe that's what he's bummed about. I don't know, but I mean, the thrill keeps going.
It's that ego. That ego will kill you.
Ego
Feel
kills.
away about these things.
It was a way, though. It was like, there's not much you can do other than, like, give me words. I mean, there's not much, I don't know, you're going to be like, hey,
I'm thrilled to give you words, so, I'm cool with that. I'm assuming you're trying to dial right now.
Well, I am, but this thing is being so fucking stupid. Life is getting harder, man, as you go on. As the days go past, occasionally it starts getting harder to wake up.
I think it's very hard to make the argument that life is not an actual utopia. At no point in your life, let alone today, let alone second time today, did you have to carry water from the river in a bucket on your head.
I'm calling this person right now.
Thank you for calling Amazing in Medford.
Hey, who's this?
Who's this?
This is Tony.
Tony.
Hi, Tony. This is Amazing in Medford. What can I do for you?
Oh, yeah, I just want to wish you a happy birthday.
Thank you.
Yeah, I heard it was your birthday today. One of the guys down at work told me it was your birthday. And I'm just, what are you doing?
I'm working
Till when?
Oh, fuck.
till I get out.
Okay, that's great. Are you still down
I'll be
there?
waiting for you.
So you're down there, and maybe I could go down there too.
Go down where?
Well, amazing.net.
You're gladly capable of coming down to go shopping.
You still got those rooms in the back?
Oh man.
You still got
Nope.
those? You still no, really? You used to have them though, right?
Not that I know of.
Oh, that must have been a
No,
different.
you're a little
place.
new.
I'm a little new to the
Yep.
area. I just got out of I just got out of state jail.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Here we are.
Yeah, yep. No, there's no booths here.
I just got out of state jail, and it's been. I'm just kind of looking for work. So you guys got any openings down there?
I am not hiring right now.
I mean, I'll mop up. Oh, you don't have the things. I'll vacuum up. Whatever you need. I'll
Yeah,
straighten.
No, I'm honestly, I'm not hiring right now.
Do you think you'll be hiring maybe like in the future?
You're welcome to come get an application.
Is it because I'm a convicted felon?
That has nothing to do with it. I'm just not hiring right now.
Where are you near?
We're on Mystic Ave in Medford.
Is that right near the gas station there?
Yeah.
Do you go there? Do you think they're hiring?
I don't know. You'd have to check over there.
Great. Do you think that? Can you look out the window? Are they open?
This guy's got a lot of patience.
Whoa.
They are.
Oh my God! Wow, how helpful.
That's really helpful. I think I'm gonna stop down there. I've got my girlfriend's car right now. And maybe I'll stop by and say, hey, what do you say? Your name was Tony?
Nope. There's no Tony that works there.
You
All
said
right.
Your name was
yeah,
Tony.
you said your name was Tony.
Nope. I never said my name was Tony.
What'd you say your name was?
I never said my name.
Let me guess. Is it Tim?
Nope.
I'm thinking T. Is it Terry?
Nope.
John? Is it Kyle?
Nope.
What about Sean?
Nope. But I do have customers coming in, sir. So I do have to help take care of these customers. So if you'd like to come and pick up an application, I'll gladly give you one.
What do you think they're gonna buy?
I have no clue, sir. But enjoy your evening.
All right, I'll be buying a bet. I'll guess your name. I'm gonna think about it over there. Bye. Oh, so that's how it's
Yeah.
done, man.
The amount of like good customer you had better customer service at the porn shop than you've had at almost any place you've ever called.
I'm the
barring fucking
DP Dough.
Dough, of course.
A great
My bad.
customer service at DP Dough. He even explained to me how Grubhub worked. I had no idea. But now, anyways, I'm like the prank whisperer.
Wow, yeah,
I get
really helpful.
really nice. I think he said his name in the beginning. I really do.
No, you said Tony, and then you fucking
I
then
know.
you botched it. Good pull out of the nosedive, but yeah.
I didn't botch. No, that was an intentional botch. I want to see. The thing is, I seem so dumb that people take pity on me because I just got out of state jail. Not even state prison, state jail. That's like calling your power bill the light bill. You know, it's like, oh, I got to pay the light bill. Ugh. Oh, did you see what the light bill was this month?
Damn. Wow, that was wild.
This boy's on fire, man. Speaking of on fire, and I don't want to talk pop culture too much, but did you see that Corey Feldman shit?
Yeah, I saw that.
That shit's so good. And I unironically love Go For It.
There was this happens a lot with culture now. Like now that this dude's gone on Facebook and been like crying and whatnot, now the whole thing's like suspect. Like, all right, this dude needed to fucking get clicks for something.
Yep.
But as it first, like people first started to get like spread the video around, I started to watch it, and the whole time I was just like, no, don't do this. No, don't do that. It was like the cresting a roller coaster. It was like, oh God, don't do. Oh no. It was wild.
I am #Go For It forever.
I'm glad you like that song.
He was multiply molested as a child actor.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Do you
He's
think
coming
he can
out.
come or no?
Great callback.
Yeah.
You know,
Just lost a myriad of followers right there for sure.
no, callback is a time-honored tradition in comedy. I don't think he can. But he's with Corey's Angels, who are all
Corey's Angels.
Aryan-looking women. No, there's not a lot of diversity.
No, Heaven is it's a hard scene to get into, if you get my drift.
Heaven isn't exactly a dark place. I'm just gonna. I mean,
the revolving door of people leaving the pod, like fucking unsubscribing from the podcast right now. I can hear their clicks from a mile away.
no, it's fine. It's fine because we're under the woke bubble. We are woke. We're woke, so we can say whatever we want because people know us as being woke.
Oh, so that gives me carte blanche. Should I have just been woke this whole time?
Woke gives you carte blanche to like, oh, I mean, this is like the most woke sex I've ever had in my life. Also, this is a fucking really woke beer. I want to make it like so woke. And also, if I eat the whole chicken sandwich, I'm going to be
the entirety.
So woke.
I didn't realize this was the card you had to carry to have freedom of thought.
If I can view Corey Feldman through a woke lens for a moment, there's not a lot of diversity going on there.
In Corey's Angels? No, it's pretty
all white blonde women, skinny. They don't also as a side note, they don't really play their instruments.
I had no illusions of that.
Is that because they're women?
It's not because they're women. But I'm woke. It's cool. I'm woke. I'm woke. It's cool. I can say that.
No, because what you're doing is you're bringing these issues to the forefront and then forcing an uncomfortable conversation when you just want to fucking eat a burrito and go to bed.
Yeah. The people who are forcing the uncomfortable conversations are generally people who are least likely to handle an uncomfortable conversation being forced on them. It's interesting in that way.
I like a dialogue as much as the next guy, but not really.
Yeah.
I just don't. I do and I don't. It's fine. Whatever.
I will have a dialogue in the sense that it is a dialogue where ideas are exchanged and processed, but I don't get that anymore. So I just don't do it. Holy fuck!
What is this about? Brad and Angelina?
No. What about Brad and Angelina? Is that shit over?
Fucking broke up because
wow.
Brad got caught with a room at Club cheating.
Wow! Damn.
Yeah.
All right.
He was at Club cheating. He least woke fucking thing to do with Angelina Jolie.
Damn.
To like, after what she's been through, I read a creepily in-depth article on usatoday.com about how, like, basically pitched to make Brad, I mean, it's terrible. He cheated. He's a Hollywood mogul. I would assume he fucks hookers on the regular. Or like classy escorts, whatever. But
wasn't the rumor always that dude was gay though?
That too, yeah.
But I guess you probably hear that about every single fucking like movie star. So I don't know, take that with a grain of salt.
But wouldn't you know it? People are already like Jennifer Aniston's revenge.
Oh boy,
because they dated for 6 months in the 90s.
Jesus, like fuck. How do you even remember that?
But he dumped her, and she went on this weird like I'm Every Woman tour. Where she did a bunch of appearances, including an appearance on Saturday Night Live, where she did more than one skit about how Brad Pitt dumped her.
Jesus.
Dumped her for Gwyneth Paltrow. I think that dating Gwyneth Paltrow is probably the least woke move you could do.
Doesn't she have like a vegan magazine or some shit though?
Oh, that's very woke. Never mind.
Is that that's decidedly woke.
I'm
no, what I was going to say
my system.
Before that was we'll call it 36 hours of the bombing as seen through the lens of Twitter
Oh.
was something that was a new one to me.
Oh,
That
you're
was
talking
new.
about the Chelsea bombing?
I am talking about the Chelsea bombing. It was mostly new because I had a chance to sit down and watch the least qualified people from the states furthest removed from where it was happening dictate my emotions as a person who could look out his window and see the helicopters. It was a really fascinating situation. It's possible I willed an asteroid out of orbit in deep space with that one. It really brought me there. Yeah, it was woke. It was very woke. Really
Isn't
good.
it just fun to say? Woke.
Like watching?
Woke is
like
the new lit.
Are you familiar with Stefan Molyneux?
Isn't that the girl from No Doubt?
That is not.
Oh,
This is a dude who
I thought it was.
he poses as like kind of a libertarian philosopher.
Yeah, it's gonna have to narrow. You're gonna have to narrow it down, man.
Yeah, I know. But kind of decidedly fails at both of those things. It's interesting.
Also, gonna have to narrow it
And
down.
I find it really shitty when somebody there was a discussion about this on the Friend Zone earlier. Sam Harris is a neuroscientist, kind of an outspoken critic of Islam, religion, etc. You know, like people know him as one of like the vocal atheists. He will go in public and state something that is based in fact, and just kind of state it as fact. And it's often an ugly truth. It's often not something that people want to discuss or look at through that lens. He's not always right, but he's always fact based. You know, like there's a certain bedrock that he can boil down to that is like it. You sort of have to argue with him at his level on these things, which people fail to do, and they just bring like emotional fucking billy clubs to a logical knife fight. It's really it's fascinating and enraging to watch all at the same time. This dude is the exact opposite, where he says just like actual outlandish shit, and people who have no critical facilities whatsoever are just like, oh well, that's certainly true. It's wild. Yeah, watching him get on the bombing thing is wild. I'd urge everyone to go back and check that dude's Twitter for the past, 72 hours. It's real wild. Watching people rap fucking Colin Kaepernick up in this, and this is before they even found the second bomb. This was like, it was like in the thick of it where people are like, oh, we're still bringing people to the hospital, and there's dudes trying to figure out a way to rap Colin Kaepernick, not fucking standing for the national anthem for a dude leaving a bomb in a dumpster in New York City. It was fucking wild.
Andrew,
It was something else, man.
I think that one good thing has come from this.
I think a lot of good things have come from it, but I'm curious for the one big one.
I found a new roller derby name.
Oh, excellent.
Chelsea Bomber.
Chelsea Bomber. I'm so glad you got to that before somebody else. That's really good.
I've got my fucking screen printed jacket. It's also across my butt.
Excellent.
And the O in Bomber is a cupcake.
Wow, you have a brand. It's amazing.
I mean, a little. Andrew, I just want to read you something real briefly. It's the saddest thing on Craigslist in Albany right now.
Oh yeah, go for it. Finish me off.
No, it's good. This is a dirty one, so it's good. Damn, how should I read this like a dramatic reading? Like,
you tell me. You know better than I do what's about to come out of your mouth.
okay. Damn, I love the way you fuck me. You have come to my place a few times and fucked me so good. Long, deep, and hard. I want more. Tell me the name of my baby, so I know it's
Whoa.
you.
Whoa.
You were here last Friday morning. Thank you. Thank you.
Jesus Christ.
Tell me the name of my baby.
I don't want to.
Male for male, which means Mr. Mom is home.
Oh, male for male.
While,
Wow, all right.
While Deborah is at work bringing home the bacon for all three. And instead of pounding the pavement trying to find a job somewhere, our man is looking for some quick stick. Do you want to hear another one? Because that's also very
Yes.
sad. Okay. I should do the music like every time. Blonde worked at Cookie Factory.
Worked. You're not even a good stalker.
Past tense. Blonde worked at Cookie Factory. I am looking for a woman who had several kids and lived in Troy and worked at the Cookie Factory. She lived in the government housing on the hill and had blonde hair. We used to spend time together and then we lost touch. If you think this is you, please contact me.
Damn. I can't even get it out of my fucking mouth. Wow.
I went down on you. You came in, I was naked and blindfolded and on my knees. You put your cock in my mouth and I swallowed it all the way down. Oh my God. I took your load. You said immediately it was the best head you ever had as you sweated. Want to do it again? ... I do.
You said, come see my band at the Low Beat tonight.
Tell me something else about what we did. I am free now for a little while. If you want more, 62 years old, Schenectady. One more?
Jesus Christ.
Just one more.
Sure.
Hey, Wolf Road, Red Lobster. You were behind the bar, and I believe your name is Jill. You are so very attractive. I'm only in town for a few days. Maybe older than what you're looking for, but hey, you have to take a shot, right? We were talking drinks briefly. What kind of drink were we talking about? What are your interests? Like I said, I'm only in town for a few days, so not so much time to get to know each other, but I can tell you what motel I'm staying at. Oh, thank you.
I have two thoughts on that. One, wouldn't it make more sense to just go to goddamn Red Lobster?
Go back to Red Lobster,
Like,
you
what's-
fucking putz.
What? And secondly, goddamn, that's gonna be up for weeks,
Yeah.
and
No,
there's just gonna be people going into Red Lobster being like, "Hey, is Jill working?"
I could
Like this
call.
poor fucking woman. Oh,
No, you know what? I'm not.
fuck.
I'm not.
Yeah.
When that's, because the last thing Jill needs, first of all, she's probably at some Super 8 right now, fucking some dude's brains out,
God willing.
God willing. Also, I don't want to add to her fucking terrible day of harassment because she's
Yeah,
a
for real.
bartender with drunk businessmen trying to touch her ass.
Like her fucking day of harassment is every day. Today's just a special day.
Oh,
Today's
Jill.
like the next level. Oh, Jill's here.
I undid your apron. Oh.
Oh.
I undid your fucking apron. Why don't you undo my trousers? Wouldn't that be cool? Would that be, you know what? I'll just write a misconnection about it. No
It's a
sweat.
great part in Chrono Trigger where the Lizard King summons the meteor to Earth and kills all life on it. And I'm trying to do that right now. I'm just trying to pull a rock out of orbit to fucking enter the atmosphere above Boston and make it crumple like a fucking like cellophane in a flame, and then just put lights out for about fucking 5 billion people. This has been episode. What episode is this? 128.
This is episode 128. where we are both totally on point. Wow.
The click was on point, the whole 9 yards.
The click.
128? Really? Is it only 128? Now I feel like it should be more than that. It's interesting. I'm so divorced from the reality of our podcast. It's wild.
No, that's as it should be. We're fine.
There it is.
128.
You're right.
Quality, not quantity.
Anything you want to plug for this week?
You know what? No. I know you're fucking playing next week.
Yeah, I don't even know what day that is. I got to find out.
30th.
Cool.
Think.
Nate, what day of the week is that? I don't know why I decided to book or play a show on the same day that, like, my quarter ends at work, where it's just, like, the most hectic day of the year. That just was not that bright of me.
I totally feel your pain. I'm in a management position now.
Yeah, it's for real.
I ask so much shit of you.
Yep.
The CEO just came by my desk and said, I need you in a meeting. What?
Okay. All right.
Let me just drop everything.
Do you want to tell me what the meeting's about, or should I just guess?
They just wanted me to sit there.
Wow, damn.
I've gained his trust because people are very deferent to him because he's like the mastermind behind the organization, and I'm not a deferent person.
And you said nah.
Well, I said took him to task on an issue, and my coworker was like, "Wow, nobody's ever done that." And I said, "Well, it's
Get used to it." You popped your collar and walked away.
I actually said, well, he was doing the wrong thing.
Damn.
And it was like clearly the wrong thing, and it's one of those things that we can have yucks about it around the water cooler, or we can just not create more work for ourselves by duplicating our efforts. I come from a busy shop, and this is not a busy shop, so I have time to see these problems coming from see these problems coming down Madison Avenue in a taxi cab.
I'm looking forward to eventually in my life being at a not busy shop after working at this spot, so I can do the work of 9 people.
When you start, when you move to like Rockland County and sell used chalk.
Yeah, just be like, oh yeah, no problem. I can fire everybody here and do this shit and still be home before the sun goes down. This is not a big deal.
Well, it is funny because they're like brought in like this expensive like grants consultant, and part of my job is grant writing. So I like found and wrote this grant in a day, and it got approved this week.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, "Whoa, that was really quick." And I was like, "Yeah, you don't need to hire a fucking grants person. What the fuck?" So that was a little feather in my cap.
Nice.
So yeah, that's what I have to plug. I'm actually adulting and doing good at work, and I get out at 4. I'm home by 4:30, in bed, pants off.
Back to being a fucking grown child.
Back to being a fucking completely grown child with my room messier than ever. Reading a book, maybe, napping, whatever. It's like I have this weird like play I go to every day. That's what it is. That's what work is. It's a play where I play a part. I'm a strong, silent type at work, and I joke around a little, but I get my shit done. I hung a picture of Sean Kemp at work today.
Wow, Jesus.
Yeah, because I want to dunk on all Sean Bradleys who think they can mess. Because I have nothing to lose. I'm in way over my head, so whatever. But if you look confident and strong and like you kind of know what you're doing, you can fake it until you make it. And that's what I'm doing. And they're sending me to New York on a conference.
Oh, shit. When's that?
Yeah, and like next month.
All right.
Times Square Hotel, hang out with my boy, and you
got to make sure it's not on the weekend that we fucking cut our shit, though.
I know. Do we tell people about that?
Nah, let's leave that alone. We'll edit that out. Edit that part out.
We got a little project coming up here.
All right. This has been 128. Go fuck yourselves.
Great.
So that's our new cue to music. Let's go fuck yourselves.
Go fuck yourself. Let's suck some.
Brought to you by Fidelity. Go fuck yourselves.